Now a modified way of playing that part would be to do this. It begins the same. Bring your thumb over the top of the neck, play the 6th fret of your low E, then play the 8th fret of your A, then drop your ring finger down, play the 8th fret of your D, and also play the 7th fret of your G. After you pick those two notes, slide down 1 fret, just as we did before. Then bring your thumb over the top of the neck and play the 5th fret of your low E. And then you'll place your pointer finger here on the 5th fret of your G and your ring finger on the 7th fret of your D string. Play those two notes and then pick your fingers up off the board. And then after that, here's where we're going to make it a little easier. What you will do is this. You'll take your ring finger, you'll place it on the 9th fret of your D. Play that note one time. Then place your pointer finger on the 7th fret of your D. Play it once. Then bring your pointer finger down to the 5th fret of your D. Play it once. So far here in this modified version of part 7, we have this played slow. Then next you will take your pinky, place it on the 8th fret of your A string, play it one time. Then place your ring finger here on the 7th fret of your A, play it once. So far we have this in our modified version of part 7. Then after that, place your pointer finger here on the 5th fret of your D, play it once. Place your ring finger here on the 7th fret of your D, play it once. And then place your pointer finger back on the 5th fret of your D and play it one more time. And that will be the end of the modified version. It played all together in slow will sound like this. So that would be an easier way to play this part. To play the modified version in roll speed will sound like this. And now here I'm going to play parts 1 through 7 in roll speed. We have this. So that's parts 1 through 7. Moving into part 8, what we're going to do is you're going to place your pointer finger here on the 5th fret of your low E string. You're going to pick that note, and after you've picked it, take your ring finger and hammer onto the 7th fret of your low E. And after you've hammered onto the 7th fret, you'll continue to press down firmly, and then you will then slide your ring finger down to the 3rd fret of your low E string. So that's going to sound like this played slow. Looking at that from this angle here will look like this. Okay, and then once we've slid down to the 3rd fret, you're going to bring your thumb over the top of the neck of the guitar and press down firmly on the 1st fret of your low E string. You're going to pick that note and then slide your thumb up to the 3rd fret. It will sound like this. So far here in part 8, we have this played slow. And after you've done that, you're going to take your ring finger and place it on the 5th fret of your D string. You're going to pick your D and your G strings together. The two notes that you will be playing here will be the 5th fret of your D and then the open G. So that will sound like this. And after you've done that, that will end part 8. Part 8 played all together in slow. Part 8 played in roll speed. Parts 1 through 8 of the introduction played together in roll speed will sound like this. Now moving into part 9. The last thing that we did in part 8 is we had placed our ring finger here on the 5th fret of our D string. The last thing we did in part 8 is we played that note and the open G string together. Now here in part 9, you're going to leave your ring finger right there on the 5th fret of your D string. Now what we're going to do here is you want to be sure that your ring finger is curved so that you're not touching the string below it, your G. What you want to do is you want to leave your ring finger there on the 5th fret of the D. Then you want to take your pointer finger and place it on the 3rd fret of your B string. And then take your pinky and place it here on the 5th fret of your high E. So this is the chord shape that we're going to take here, and we're going to keep this chord shape throughout this part. So all of part 9, we're going to move this shape around up and down the guitar neck. Now, like I said, the notes here in this chord now are going to be the 5th fret of the D, the open G string, then you have the 3rd fret of the B, and then the 5th fret of the high E string. So that's the chord. Now what we're going to do here is this. We're going to pick those 4 notes in an upward motion. After we pick them in an upward motion, you're going to slide that shape up just like you have it. You're going to slide everything up 2 frets so that your ring finger will stop at the 7th fret of your D, your pointer finger will stop at the 5th fret of your B, and your pinky will stop at the 7th fret of your high E string, leaving the G string open. So that's going to sound like this to begin part 9, played slow. And once you've slid up, you're then going to pick these 4 notes in an upward motion. So far here in part 9 we have this played slow. After you've picked those notes in an upward motion, you're then going to pick your top string open. And then following that, you're going to pick this chord in a downward motion, and then you will slide back down to its original spot. That will sound like this. So far, all together we have this played slow. After you've slid back down to its original spot, we will then move this chord shape down 2 more frets so that your ring finger is on the 3rd fret of your D, your pointer finger will be on the 1st fret of your B, and your pinky will be on the 3rd fret of your high E string. We will strum these 4 notes, and still the G string's open. We will strum these 4 notes in a downward motion 1 time here. So far here in part 9 we have this all together played slow. Then what we're going to do next is you're going to continue to hold this chord shape here. What we're going to do next is you're going to bring your thumb over the top of the neck of the guitar, and you want to press down on the 1st fret of your low E string with your thumb. You will pick that note 1 time. And then after that, we're going to strum the bottom 4 strings. We're going to strum them down and then up, and that will sound like this. And that will end part 9. Part 9 played all together and slow will sound like this. So that's part 9 played slow, part 9 played in real speed. So that's part 9 played in real speed. Here's parts 1 through 9 in real speed. We have this.